It will all make sense one day. It will all make sense. The pain that you're going through, the early days, the late nights, the nights where you roll around and you're just anxious and you can't seem to sleep because you're worried about what the future may bring. The rejections will make sense. The doors that were slammed in your face. The no's that you got. I'm sorry, but you are unsuccessful. We hope that you find the job that you're looking for. Or I'm sorry, we will not be doing business with you, or whatever. Your price is too high, or whatever. All of that will make sense. As long as you are in the game, you can win the game. As long as you do not fucking quit, you will eventually get what you want. But if you're disheartened and you throw in the towel, then you go back to normality. You go back to average. And you just sit there and sulk. Cry yourself a puddle. Woe is me. Or you can say, you know what? Yes, it's painful. Yes, rejection doesn't feel good. But I'm not fucking quitting. You're going to need a fucking wrecking ball to take me out of here. That kind of mindset. Honestly, resilience in the face of adversity. Weathering the storm, standing there. I ain't going nowhere. You've slammed the door in my face, but you best believe I'm going to keep knocking. The next door may hold the prize that I seek. If you keep knocking, eventually the right person will open the door. Les Brown said, if you keep hanging around the barbershop, at some point, someone's going to be like, come on in, I'll cut your hair. That persistence. But it's not just showing up. I spoke about this in a recent video. Showing up isn't enough. It's showing up with strong mental fortitude and a optimistic attitude. Not an attitude of, oh, why does no one like me? No. It's almost like you feel sorry for the people that have rejected you. They don't know what they missed out on. Change a little bit. Get a little bit cocky. You need some of that if you want to win. Not, oh, but what if they were right because I'm inexperienced and my price may be too high for them. No. If you can't afford me, well, that's your problem. I hope you sort it out. But I ain't going to lower my prices just because you feel it's too expensive. No. I'm going to keep going. Someone else out there will pay the money. And if anything, you may change your prices and raise it even more. There is no shortage of wealth. There is no shortage of opportunity. 8 billion plus people on this planet. Billions of people on social media. You know, sometimes I speak to people and they talk about success as a content creator as if it's discovering the fucking light bulb. Just make videos, man, for God's sake. For a year straight. Every day. People are just trying to look for shortcuts. That's what the issue is. Because they don't want to do real hard work. Because what they see on social media is all these fucking goofballs advertising hands-free systems that bring you passive income. Honestly, you don't want that, man. Look, eventually when you're successful financially, you may pay people to invest in real estate for you or whatever. Advise you on what stocks to buy. That's different. That's after you've built something in a certain industry. You've mastered a craft. Then you can do that. But if you're trying to look for a system, a hack that allows you to lay on the beach in Jamaica, sip on mocktails, and just have loads of money rolling. I mean, come on, I'm here to give you a reality check, man. That shit don't last. Sure, you might have heard of someone who did it for a week and made 10 grand. It's not sustainable. And if anything, it makes me question the morality of the individual that is promoting things like this, because they don't give a fuck about you. Someone that gives a fuck about you will tell you the hard, honest truth. Not everybody can succeed as an entrepreneur, as an example. I believe in that. It's worth giving it a go if you've never tried it. But some people need the safety and security of a 9-to-5 job. And look, there's nothing wrong with a 9-to-5 job. The issue is if you're in a job and you're resentful and you're complaining, then you need to change the job. And people act like that's an impossible mission as well. We're like, how am I going to do that? Just fucking leave. And if you're like, well, Ali, how will I have the income to afford to pay my bill? Well, then plan your exit. I mean, come on, man. It's not rocket science here. If you want it bad enough, you'll find a way. If you don't, you'll find an excuse. It's as simple as that. When you're resourceful, you find solutions. When you're looking for an excuse, you'll keep finding one. And these idiots put so much effort into finding excuses. Oh, I've got a third one and a fourth one. You know, they brag about finding different excuses. And it makes them feel warm and fuzzy inside. But in the long run, they resent their ass for it. Time's going to go by, man. You're going to be 38 one day. 45. 53. You're going to look back at these days, man, when you were 27, when you were 32. Jacking off all over yourself. Afraid of taking risks. You're not jumping in a cage with a fucking lion, man. You're starting a YouTube channel. You're investing $500 in a course. I mean, yes, it's risky, but what's the worst case scenario? You learn a little thing. You become a little bit wiser. You know more than you did before. What's the risk? And if you change your mind, you say, you know what, it's not for me. Well, you paid $500 to find out that it's not for you. Good. You could tick that one off the list. At least when you're 85, if you live that long, or 70, whatever, and when you're on your deathbed, you could look back at your life and say, you know what, I did stuff. You know, I saw a video where they interviewed old people, you know, and they asked them what their regrets were. And almost all of them said it was from the things they didn't do as opposed to the things that they did. They didn't do enough of the things that they wanted to do, the music that they wanted to create, the traveling. They were too scared, too reserved, afraid of people's opinions, afraid of losing a bit of money. Move to that city, man. Take that risk. What's the worst case scenario? Move back in with mum and dad. Okay, mum and dad hate your ass. Move with a friend. I mean, it's not the end of the world, man. Come on. Get it together. A remarkable life awaits you if you stop making fucking excuses and you take charge of your life and you say, you know what, as long as I don't fucking quit and I show up and I put in a solid shift and I refine my craft on a consistent basis and I'm positive and I'm optimistic, I will get it. Because most people are weak and fearful and inconsistent. So of course they're not going to fucking get it. I don't worry about how saturated something is. I don't worry about that. Because I know just because there's a lot of people doing something, it doesn't mean they're doing it properly. Most people fuck around. Yeah, there's millions of people with YouTube channels. Barely any of them upload consistently. Yes, there's millions of people out there that day trade, but very few of them are still trading 3 months down the line, 6 months down the line. Not because they can't, but because they self-sabotage. They get in their own way. They tell themselves, oh, I can't do this after one trade going against them. So I don't worry about the competition. I'm focused on making sure that I'm better today than I was yesterday. And I keep showing up and I'm still in the game. That's what I focus on. I focus on still being in the game 2 years from now, 3 years from now, 4 years from now. Someone asked me, you know, Ali, how are you so consistent with making videos? Because I'm doing it for a bigger reason, a bigger cause. I'm not just doing this for AdSense. On your way to building a big channel, you earn fuck all. $3, $4, $5 a day, whatever. I mean, not a day even, you know, for the longest time, that was my income on a weekly basis, like $5, $6 a week. And even now, it's not huge. It's not like I'm Mr. Beast and I'm, you know, throwing Lamborghinis off planes and shit, you know. But I'm doing this for a bigger reason. That's why I'm still in the game. There are many people that started the same time as me. Uploaded a few videos, they got excited, whatever, 100 subscribers done. Then they stopped. They stopped fucking uploading because the results didn't excite them quick enough. Or they didn't get the result they wanted quick enough. So they decided, oh, you know what? This is going to take me fucking ages, man. I ain't going to do this. And what are they doing right now? I guarantee you they're in their job and they're resenting their ass for it. And so listen, man, go out there. Positive mental attitude. Go out there, fucking show up for yourself. Remember, you're showing up for the you in 10 years. If you're 28 right now, like me, you're showing up for the 38-year-old you. Do you want that man to be proud of you? Or do you want that man looking back thinking, what a fucking loser? Pissed his 20s down the drain, his early 30s. You don't want to be that guy. Always ask yourself, what is the worst case scenario if I try this? I lose a bit of money, cool. Experience, I learned something. What is the worst case scenario? You're not going to leave with 3 limbs missing if you invest in a course. No, man. Not every risk is as scary as you make it out to be. And I guarantee you, when you confront scary things, when you do that public speaking event in front of 100 people, it's scary in the moment and you feel like you're shitting bricks. But after, you feel this euphoria. You feel proud of yourself. When was the last time you genuinely felt proud of yourself? That you did something that you said you were going to do. A lot of you guys, you hate yourselves because you're fucking wafflers. You promise, you talk all these grand things, I'm going to do this, and every year is the fucking same. I mean, look, it's almost 2024 now, man. Are you still the same old fucking Joe? Or are there noticeable differences in your life that you can look at and be like, man, I'm proud of me for doing this? Come on, man. It's almost 2024. Get it together. Get a grip. Like this video. Share it. If there's a friend of yours that you feel would need to hear something like this, send it over, man. Comment, let me know what you think down below. And if you're new here, consider subscribing. See you boys in the next one.